And
True, yeah.
yet people aren't using it. Like one of the I reposted one of the Usos wearing a bandana, and he was literally the only person wearing some kind of mask.
Yeah, man, shout out to Us for wearing that mask. I mean, yeah, like the testing needs to it should have been there. Like they should have been testing for this since the beginning. Like now like 20 plus people are positive for COVID-19, and then you have maybe even more coming in soon. Like it's crazy. Like, and some people are gonna be like, ha, I told you so, because they were only checking the temperatures and having them fill out a survey. That was it. Like that was the testing.
Like they
They,
have acid on like AEW.
yeah, and UFC both are doing actual testing. WWE is just checking for the temperature, make sure that somebody's not sick, but they don't understand that you can be asymptomatic, and also you don't show symptoms for a week to 2 weeks.
Like, or you just don't show symptoms in general, and then you might end up having it.
Yeah, it's been crazy with this whole virus, and Renee Young tweeting at, and Kayla Braxton, Adam Pearce, the producer, who works backstage extensively with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard, who are, older people who are at risk, more susceptible to the virus. So I hope they get tested too, because I'm pretty sure they work very closely with Adam Pearce, who got tested positive.
And even then, he was on TV, I think, like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before Backlash.
Exactly.
So who knows who he was in contact with.
I know, it's kind of scary if you think about it. Like, it's for a while there was like this kind of bubble thought, like, oh, they aren't being affected, I guess. But some of the experts who are more knowledgeable on the virus definitely predicted this. They knew like there was going to be an outbreak, and it's kind of scary at this point. And they're so blunt. Like they're like, we're going to continue to do these tapings. They're not going to stop, which is I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's mostly a bad thing.
Side note about the masks, as a bit of a tangent and a bit of an unrelated rant. I work in retail, and I see a bunch of people wearing like different varieties of masks, or not wearing their masks properly. Some people will wear their mask over their nose, which isn't the proper way. So I saw this lady the other day was just literally had the mask dangling over her ear. It's like, if you didn't want to wear the mask, then just don't wear it. Like, you don't have to have acid. Just, I don't care if it quote unquote gives you breathing problems. It's how you wear it that gives you breathing problems. If you wear it properly, then you'll be fine. Just wear a mask so we can actually get through this shit.
Yeah, people just need to be smart, man. Like, I can't wait for people to realize that, hey, this is kind of a serious thing. Just wear your mask and, keep a distance so we can, get through this and, get some kind of normalcy back. Forget about a vaccine. Like, that might not even come in the next few years. Like, yeah, it might come next year, but forget about it. Like, that's not guaranteed. So just, try to be smart and don't be stupid. That's pretty much what we're gonna say. Don't be stupid.
Like, I don't care if you wear like the disposable masks and draw on them like me on a regular basis. I don't care if you buy the reusable ones. I don't even care if you wear a bandana or your own underwear as a mask. Wear it so we can actually get out of this. You think I want to wear these for another year?
No,
Even
sir.
if I drew one that looks like that has the Joker face paint on it, I don't want to keep wearing these.
Yeah, masks are very annoying, but in this environment, you kind of have to wear them, and people need to realize like it's important. And if you're a WWE fan listening to this, hey, look at what's going on. people are being tested positive because they work for 10, 12 hours at the tapings. They're
Apparently they
tired.
banned. Apparently they're supposedly banned the masks, even though they're selling them.
Yeah, because Kevin Dunn was like, "Oh, nobody's allowed to wear a mask," because Kevin Dunn wants everybody to see his beaver teeth. That's why he doesn't want any masks, so they can see his beaver freaking teeth.
Or for people just to see, they don't want to wear the masks because it takes away from the expression on their face. I don't care. They look cool anyway. I don't care. Just wear them.
Bro, we're in a freaking pandemic, and you care about people's expression? Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, you shouldn't have had the shows to begin with. You shouldn't have had the shows or the extras in the audience to begin with. And that's your biggest concern? TV
Remember,
reaction?
bro, remember the idea we had? We're like, oh, they should stop wrestling uh, after WrestleMania, and they should just do like throwback Raw episodes or something like that. Like even that could have been better than what they're doing right now.
Like FS1, who just recently canceled the backstage show, by the way. They've been doing like old retro pay-per-views for the past few months. Like last week was the OA Royal Rumble with Cena returning. Like they get the idea of doing retro stuff, and apparently the main channels don't get the memo. They just want to do the TV deals just for content. Like I can live without current wrestling for 6 months. It's not that special anyway.
Yeah, or at least until like they decided to do proper testing. I understand that you don't want to spend money on test kits for everybody, but come on, like you can't be this cheap. You're a billion-dollar company. Just get the tests if you want to do these tapings, even if it's not safe. Just get the proper testing.
Like New Japan had the right idea, waiting until the virus is somewhat cleared up in Japan, and then they can do tapings. Or not tapings, actual shows. Start them as well.
Yeah, man, but hey, we'll see what happens with tapings. I mean, we live in crazy times, and uh, the news keeps flooding, and yeah, this outbreak is like on top of everything, feels very heavy. So hopefully
Like it's gotten
everybody.
to the
Yeah, go ahead.
point where it's like I don't care about the stuff anymore. Like, I don't even care if Extreme Rules is coming up now.
The
Like
horror show.
I was able to. I don't even care if Nikki Cross is facing Bailey. I don't even care if Retro Bray Wyatt is back. Like, with even because the virus is bleeding into the backstage stuff now. I'm concerned for you guys. Like, I can't watch you guys if you're gone or if you're sick.
Yeah, man, we'll see what happens at these tapings. Just gotta hope for the best. All right, so with that, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about a place that actually does proper testing and has everybody tested for COVID before the tapings. AEW doing their Fyter Fest event. So this year it's going to be, last year's Fyter Fest was free to watch for everybody on pay-per-view. Now it's going to be a 2-night event on back-to-back episodes of Dynamite, which is pretty awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some quality wrestling on television. Seems really fun. Let's go through this card real quick. So we got Kenny Omega and Adam Page, the tag team champs, versus the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent. Looking forward to that. We got Cody versus Jake Hager. Had that awesome UFC style presentation for their match last Wednesday. You got Cheetah versus Penelope Ford for the women's championship. Got the Jurassic Express versus MJF and Wardlow. And finally, for night one, you have Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz. So that rounds out night one. So night two, card subject to change. We don't know if John Moxley is going to be wrestling because of Renee's positive test. He's gonna be tested again, so he has to be tested twice. First time he got negative, second time has to be negative, or else he won't be able to compete. So we got the main event, most likely Jon Moxley versus Brian Cage for the AEW World Title. You got Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. Looks like a fun match. You got Lance Archer versus Joey Janela. Should be a really awesome match. Nyla Rose versus somebody. They haven't announced her opponent yet. You got Colt Cabana and the Dark Order versus SoCal Uncensored. Should be an interesting 6-man tag. And
Wait,
finally
he joined?
I think he did join. I think he's considering joining them. But
The last episode I watched, I know they gave him that contract, and
yeah, I think in this episode it's gonna be like kind of confirmed that he did join them.
so they taped it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they taped it. And actually, I'm not entirely sure if they're taping this event. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're taping it or it's gonna be live. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and the final match we got FTR versus the Butcher.
FTR, Revival, Young Bucks versus Butcher and Blade and the Lucha Bros.
Oh right, that 8-man tag. There you go. Yep. So I mean, seems like 2 really fun nights of wrestling. So I'm gonna start off with you. What match are you excited to watch the most on this pay-per-view?
This is also going head to head. No, wait. Before I get into my predictions, predictions of what I'm looking forward to. WWE is doing something as well. They're bringing back the Great American Bash name for one of their NXT episodes to compete with Dynamite, and it's going to be just like Fyter Fest is going to be a 2-week thing. We'll get to that eventually, but the matches I'm looking forward to for Fyter Fest, the AEW tag titles, Moxley, Brian Cage, Jericho, Cassidy, and the 8-man tag. I've kind of been out of the loop with Dynamite. It just kind of feels like that they've been blending together for a bit, along with NXT. Like, even if you guys are the ones that took the virus seriously, it's like, kind of feels like you guys are just blending together. It's like every episode is kind of blending together. So finally an episode is going to be a change of pace. Oh,
Right.
Somebody showed up.
Yeah, yo, Izzy, what up? We're just talking about Fyter Fest, AEW's free pay-per-view 2-night event on Dynamite. So
cool.
Yeah. I don't know if you know the card, but Moxley's supposed to wrestle Brian Cage. He's got to be tested again for COVID.
If Moxley loses to Brian Cage, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
Brian Cage is awesome though.
Yeah, I think Brian Cage is awesome, but
he's not.
He's the machine.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him, but I don't think he's gonna win the title against Moxley. That's just me. I mean, he can always win it, but I don't know if he will win it. But I'm predicting Mox still. I'm definitely looking forward to this match. I mean, I'm also looking forward to Cody Rhodes versus Jake Hager. That should be a really fun match for the TNT Championship. I've been liking these Cody Rhodes matches with random wrestlers. It's really fun seeing that open challenge. So, yeah, seems like a fun 2-night event. Izzy, have you had a chance to check out anything Fyter Fest related?
No. I got Moxley winning it all. Everyone else can suck a dick.
Yeah, he's got to win. He's got to win 2 battles. First, he's got to get negative for COVID, and then he's got to get that W against.
His wife has it.
Cage. Yeah, he got tested negative.
Cody Rhodes loses too.
Yeah, he got tested negative on Tuesday, but he's got to get tested a second time to confirm that he's good to go.
Hopefully he's good, because that's my boy. Everyone knows that.
True. Yeah, Ambrose is your boy. I remember that. All right, and it's time for part 2, y'all. Before we get to Wheel of W.M.S.T, I know that's everybody's favorite part. We gotta talk about Tenet really quickly, and this is an update from the story we did like a week or two ago. So Tenet was moved from July 17th to July 31st, but Warner Brothers has decided to move it 2 more weeks to August 12th, which is a Wednesday. Now, the reason for this is obviously, the pandemic, but two things needed to happen for Tenet to open in late July. So, first thing was the LA or the New York market needed to open again. And I think they wanted the international markets like China to open as well. So if all the big markets were open, they would release the movie, no problem. But the problem is real life happened, and recently there's been a crazy spike in all the cases. So they decided to move the release date 2 more weeks because New York doesn't even have uh, movie theaters as one of the openings uh, in uh, in their phases, and neither does LA anymore. So nobody knows what's going on. So they took the mid-August date. So I mean, you guys know my thoughts. I'm so excited for this movie, but it sucks with COVID. Like we were supposed to get this in late July. It's been bad, and I really hope they stick to this date. Like it's gonna be bad if they have to move this date again, but I'm pretty confident that by mid-August they will be able to open it. I think we'll get to a point where uh, they will eventually get to open it with all the big theater chains in the big cities. Izzy, you have any thoughts on this?
Not really. I didn't even know that the date moved till you told me. To be honest, so, yeah, not really much. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm sure everyone here's gonna watch it except for Cam. He's gonna take like a million years to watch it, like he did with Joker. And
I'm
yeah, it
probably
should
not
be
even
good.
going to go to the
Wow,
movies until.
wow, Cam, wow, just how unprofessional. We are professional podcast movie talkers, and you're not gonna go to the movie theater. How unprofessional.
I'm probably not even
But
gonna go to
anyways,
the movies until everything turns normal.
oh my
Going to the
God, this guy
movies and
Cam.
while everything is shit. Fuck that
I'm gonna
shit. I
shoot
don't
Cam.
want to.
Anyways, yeah, I don't have anything. Cam, your
Excuse
turn.
me for trying to be
Oh, like I said,
healthy.
I didn't know I got me back. But I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
I'm
Loki.
not
If
trying to
it's,
risk anything.
I mean, yeah, people are complaining about the masks at the theaters, but I don't care. I'll wear it because I want to see Tenet so bad. I'll wear the mask. It's no big deal to me. Uh,
I wear
yeah,
masks like no matter what. Like every time I leave the house, I have a mask on, so the mask doesn't bother me at all.
yeah. I've only been wearing the mask when I'm like, within 6 feet of somebody, in case I need to be. That's pretty much it. But yeah, you're right. I just hope it opens on August 12th. I just want it to stick to that date. No more delays. That's what I'm hoping for.
How would you even have the theaters look anyway? Would it just be the uh, usual 6 feet by, or just have like plexiglass by the seats so it can separate people?
I think what they'll do is it. They're not gonna let the theaters be at full capacity, so it's gonna be like,
Over here, it's 8 to 10 people per theater.
yeah, something like that. So if it's like like a house that fills like maybe 55 seats, it'll be like half of that, maybe 25, 30 people max, something like that.
So it'll be like a slow day at the theaters.
Kind of, but the estimates are saying like even if they do that, the movies will make a lot of money because what they'll have to do is they'll have to open it early in the day. So you know how like Thursday night previews are like 7 p.m. Uh, they'll have to be like 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. Openings because they need more timings, and it's gonna be less movies, so they'll need more times to fill out the theaters. So that's kind of how they're thinking about approaching it. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. All right, y'all. It's time to spin the wheel of WMST. And this week, I personally kind of wanted to talk about some wrestling games, and everybody likes that idea. So I'm gonna spin this wheel here. Gonna start this recording of the wheel for Ziggler. So this is gonna be the wheel of wrestling games. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, spin. Spinning.
No whammies.
Okay. All right. We almost got WWE 12, but we talked about it before. So you won't believe this, but we got WWE 13 now. that's
Oh
that's
hell yeah, I
that's
love
What
it.
are the
Yeah.
odds?
what are the odds? That's kind of weird, but here we are. We got it. Uh, so WWE 13. I mean, as you guys know, like CM Punk on the cover, Attitude Era mode, like probably with WWE 12 the best universe mode. Yeah, this was the last game ever under the THQ publisher, and this game was so lit, man. Like I remember getting this game, I was so excited to play it, and just going through that Attitude Era mode. Dude, like one of the hardest things about that mode was that Shawn Michaels versus British Bulldog match. Like for some reason, to this day, I can't get British Bulldog to do this to submit to that leg lock or something. Like that's the one objective I can't complete, and
They
it
just do like
bothers me
3
to this day.
moonsaults, 2 elbow drops, and like 2 sharpshooters, and then like a figure four to win.
Yeah, figure four to well. He doesn't submit. Like I cannot get him to submit. Like it's so hard. I just give up and pin him. Like that's the only match I never completed. Other than
I
that,
beat
like
it. It was pretty simple. I like the extra Attitude mode, man. Like after you WrestleMania 15, you get to do some like there's like 10 random matches they give you. There's like an Edge Christian match from like 2000 you get to do, and
yeah,
I think
those
there's
extra matches
Edge
were
versus
fun.
Vader or something like that. Like it's a
Yo,
random
There's
match.
a
Loki.
Jericho match, Trish and Lita.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's Jericho's match. You have to powerbomb Road Dogg through a table.
dude, I thought that was gonna be hard, but actually it was pretty easy. Like I don't know why I can't get the Shawn Michaels match. You're gonna have to come in and play for me to win that thing.
Bro, I can do that in one try. It's just easy. But isn't it
Bet.
Jericho's? Wasn't his debut against Road Dogg? Wasn't that his debut match?
Yeah, that was his
Yeah,
debut match on SmackDown, I think.
that was actually
And
I think that was the first SmackDown episode when that happened.
oh, was it?
Yeah,
That was a pretty historical SmackDown. There was a lot of crazy stuff that happened on that show.
yeah, yeah, dude. That Attitude Era mode was so fun. Like it replaced Road to WrestleMania. Before getting that game, I was like, I loved that WWE 12 Road to WrestleMania. I was like, I'm kind of bummed it's not there, but I was still excited for the Attitude Era mode because I wasn't that familiar with Attitude Era. Like, yeah, I knew Stone Cold, The Rock, but I didn't know that much about it. So it was like kind of a fun history lesson for me, for somebody who didn't grow up with Attitude Era. They had the video packages, they had the real life sounds. It was a very in-depth mode.
Yeah, you get the Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. Pretty good stuff.
Dude, that match was so fun. That match and the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, a Bad Blood match. Those were so
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that was Mankind versus Cactus Jack versus Hunter Helmsley was a really fun match to play
Yeah,
too.
yeah, so many fun matches.
There were
Um,
some other ones they got on there. They got they have Kane versus Undertaker from Unforgiven, I think,
yeah,
with Austin as the ref. Maybe Judgment Day. I don't remember which movie was that.
Yeah,
But...
Judgment Day
yeah,
was the one with the referee. Unforgiven was the Inferno match.
true.
Oh yeah, that's what Unforgiven was in April.
Oh,
And
that's an
Judgment Day
odd
was like in
time.
October. And Judgment Day was like in
Wow,
October.
wow,
Oh, Breakdown was September.
yeah.
Because their Breakdown had a very underrated match. You get to play it now to their mode. It's Rock, Shamrock, and a third dude. Who's the third guy? I think Foley.
Mankind in the triple threat cage.
Triple threat cage. That's a number one contenders match. That's a really good match. Like even if you play on the mode, but if you can watch that match, it's a really good match to watch. Very underrated match. Not talked about that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other than the Attitude Era mode, like that roster of
The
like the
roster
regs.
was packed. Oh my god, there was like 90 wrestlers in it.
Yeah, and like you had all these legends you can unlock. That was really fun. Like like yeah, legends were a thing in wrestling games, but like until that point, it wasn't like a focal point of the game. So it was cool to see so many like
Besides that,
Attitude Era
Legends of
wrestlers.
WrestleMania game.
Right, that just had those legends. That's it. But yeah, this one was really fun
You guys
to
know
like
who my
unlock the
favorite
legends.
wrestler to play in WWE 13 has? Like, I think if we're talking about current wrestlers, it was probably Punk. But
True.
my favorite wrestler, like in that game, to use is Billy Gunn. I don't know why. I just really love using Billy Gunn in that game.
True.
Like, I do not know why, but it's so fun using him for some reason.
Yeah. I liked using CM Punk was definitely like my number one.
Punk, Jericho, Daniel
Yeah, Punk,
Bryan.
Jericho. Yeah. Dude, that roster was so stacked. It was such a great roster.
Dolph Ziggler's on it too, and there's I think
Yeah.
more. I think no, I think Morrison's left against WWE 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Else in there. There's a lot. I think the Road Warriors are in it. Edge and
Yep.
Christian are in it.
We have two versions of Edge and Christian.
Basically, any Attitude
there's a
Era
tag team
wrestler you
version,
can think of is probably on that roster.
I just wish the
Minus
Attitude
the people
Era
that weren't in the company at the time.
I wish the Attitude Era expanded more to like the full Attitude Era mode, but like I realized they couldn't do that because they didn't have licenses to a lot of the wrestlers. But I hate that they ended WrestleMania 15. I wish we could at least made it to like at least 2000. But
yeah,
that's what community creations is for.
Yeah, but
So
but you don't have
people like
you don't get storylines though.
Hey, but guess what? One of the best modes they had, going was the creative story mode. Like Cam just mentioned, like if you weren't satisfied, you could just make your own story, like go all the way to WrestleMania 2000 and stuff. It was such a good mode. Like you can like create a story, play through it, or you can let other people play through it on community creations.
And then there's DLC.
What was the DLC? I never got it. What was the DLC?
Gangrel.
That's
Ministry Undertaker. Ministry Undertaker.
Rikishi was in it.
Rikishi. All the Ministry, the Acolytes, all the Ministry of Darkness was a DLC in the game.
How did Drew McIntyre and Natalya not make the game?
I think McIntyre was a DLC. Or he was WWE 12 DLC. I don't remember. He was a DLC some year. I think the WWE 13 was. Oh, yeah, it was. 3MB was a DLC.
Yeah. Sometimes the roster
had a bunch of new titles in it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't make the roster.
There's a few other legends I'm missing, but I think there's like another Kane attire you can get. That was the DLC.
Yeah.
Brian Pillman, Chainsaw Charlie, Usos, Cesaro, Layla, Damian Sandow. Like I'm looking at the DLC thing online right now.
Wait, that was DLC, bro. That they should have been on the roster. I think they didn't debut until like later.
I think Sandow came to the main roster like August or something of 2012, so the game was already produced when it came to Superstars.
Would have showed up after the fact. Layla would have showed back up after.
Well, Layla has been there. She was just like not important, I guess.
She was just injured. She was injured and then came back after WrestleMania.
Wait, was the Shield ever part of the DLC? No, that was just like really good community creation.
That was after the fact.
Yeah.
Shield came November of 2012, so the game was already out.
Yeah, it was like I remember they had some good community creations with the Shield. I remember downloading those.
Shield, Hardy's, RVD.
Yeah.
I always got the 3 calls I always got was RVD, AJ Styles, and what's his name? Forgot the other guy I always
got. Kenny Omega.
Nah,
Kenny wasn't a thing back then.
And it wasn't that big in 2012.
I think it was RVD, Styles, and Kurt Angle. Those 3. I always got those 3.
Kurt Angle, yeah.
Or Benoit. I usually got Benoit too.
Oh yeah, Drew. That was like peak Benoit when you can download everything Benoit related. Now you can't even do that.
Like you can download Benoit stuff. Like you can get his movesets.
But you gotta. I think you have to name it like Chris Benoit. Like you have to write it with a K.
I'm trying to think because I was on communications like earlier and I keep end up seeing some Benoit.
That was really fun though.
It was like the retro stuff with the tears and the tights.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, dude, this game was low key packed. Like it was the last this and 2K14 were like the last great wrestling games we had.
Oh, and I forgot, Mike Tyson was pre-order.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson was pre-order. He was even included in the WrestleMania 15 I believe 15 moment.
WrestleMania 14.
14 was.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Fireworks.
WrestleMania
Those are
14.
fireworks. We don't talk
Yeah.
about WrestleMania 14 main event. All right, cool. Don't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's
You
not talk
know,
about it.
the funny thing with WrestleMania 14 is they had this.
We don't talk about it. Nope.
No, see, they had that moment to play again in 2K16, but since they couldn't get Tyson, they got this random white guy named
It was some
the
white guy.
Enforcer. Yeah, it's
His
funny.
name is Mike Dyson.
Mike Tyson.
Mike
Wait
Dyson.
a minute. That ain't Mike Tyson. He's
That's
too
Mike
fat.
Dyson.
Wait, what was? Oh yeah, they because
And he ended up being the referee
Austin
in
Showcase
one of the
mode.
other games.
True.
I think it was like the Japan referee in the
Yeah.
2K19.
Yeah, did you guys play the universe mode for 13 a lot?
13
Kinda.
and 14 universe mode. I played countless hours of.
WWE 13, I kind of played universe mode. I was really into the alternate mode.
Yeah.
I think when I play universe mode, I don't remember because I spent a lot of time making attires.
Yeah.
I remember.
You
I don't
know, the
remember
funny
my
thing
universe
is
mode
I
guys.
never like
I
played
loved
universe
making
mode.
attires.
Yeah, like I liked messing with the attires, but I never like got into universe mode as much. But when I watch these other YouTubers, they talk about how in depth the universe mode is. You can add your own cutscene and stuff, and like customize everything. Like, you know, it's definitely one of the better universe modes we have.
What year did they introduce that you can start customizing arenas? Was that WWE 12?
Arenas?
12 was when they started the whole create an arena thing, but it was
Yeah.
just the ringside
remember-
area.
I
Now
remember
they started to do arenas.
I remember SBR 2011 when they introduced universe mode, you couldn't edit arenas. You just had to play default pay-per-views.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, if I were to give this game like a rating out of 10, I would probably give it like a 9.5. Like it's definitely one of the best wrestling games of all time.
Had a really good that song Revolution too. Good.
Oh yeah,
song.
true. I love that song, yeah.
Like also the promos for it, those were great too.
All the CM Punk ones.
Yeah. Dude, the CM Punk marketing was one of the best I've
I remember
seen
they
for
introduced that
wrestling
he was
game.
going to be on the cover of the game. They had that big old drop of the cover
like
for
a
segment.
wrestler on a wrestling game. What a novel concept.
The cover was really sweet too. Sweet cover.
Yeah, sweet cover, yeah, true.
And then
remember the fake cover for Laurinaitis?
Yeah, I remember that.
You want to talk about sweet covers? The limited edition SBR 2011 cover. It was Bret Hart, The Undertaker, and I forgot what's on the right. I think
Was it Randy Orton?
I don't remember, but
No,
Bret Hart was the vocal point. It was a limited. They only sold like 100 of them, and it was such a sweet cover. It was dope as hell.
I think it was Bret Hart, Undertaker, and Stone Cold. I think. Maybe I don't know.
It's a sweet guy. That's one of the better.
An Austin Deluxe edition for this game also.
Yeah, one of the better covers. But yeah, WWE13. If I had to give it a rating, probably like when it came to like the game modes and the characters and the way the game looked, all that was good. The only thing I had a problem with WWE13 is the gameplay is really slow. Like if you play WWE13, the moves are just so slow. It's really annoying. So
like they moved the speed up in 2K14. That's why the gameplay is so good.
The WWE13 speed is super slow. You can literally reverse everything. It's so easy. But I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5, just because the gameplay is just super slow and it's very annoying.
I think that's the Canadian. I think that's a Canada exclusive cover since it has Edge and a Brad on it.
No, it's that one, the limited edition one. That cover's sweet.
Oh, and my rating, I forgot about my rating. It's a 9 out of 10, just for how packed it is. Just for how packed it is and how good the gameplay is. By the way, you know something that's actually really funny? Punk is the cover star. He's 95 overall. John Cena's a 96.
Bro, John Cena had one of the worst years in 2012. How is he still a 96? I would never understand that.
Well, he lost a lot, but he made event in like every pay-per-view that year. Well, not every.
And he ended up being Superstar of the Year that year also.
Yeah, he made event in. I think he Main event WrestleMania. He main
He
evented
main evented Elimination Chamber also with
the
the
Chamber.
Kane.
All right, yeah.
Mania
WrestleMania,
Extreme Rules with
Bro,
Brock.
SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, Night of Champions.
Over Limit and No Way Out.
I
Yeah.
low-key
See, he
hate.
main evented like more than half the pay-per-view that year. So
Yeah, I hated how they treated Punk even though he was the WWE champion. Like, I was like, bro, this is some bullshit.
Like he main evented only like 3 pay-per-views that year.
Yeah, I think
CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler, very good title match.
I'm pretty sure at
Underrated.
that time I was like,
Shut
okay,
up.
this is the point where Cena's getting too much, y'all. Like, the man is
Like,
literally
it's
not even the focal
oversaturation.
point. Right.
But honestly, my favorite Punk Cena match was definitely the Night of Champions 2012. That in Boston, that's a really good match.
Oh, true. That was a banger.
Everyone usually chooses the one on Raw in 2013 or Money in the Bank 2011, but I really like Night of Champions 2012.
Like I love that Raw match though.
True, the 2013 one. Yep.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Michael Cena in London guy myself. I'm more of a Michael's Triple H last Raw 2003 kind of guy myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, definitely one of the best games. All right, let's start with part 3. Let's talk about the NBA schedule that was released yesterday. So I got my notes here. We're gonna go through the details of how this NBA restart is what it's gonna be like. So first thing is players are gonna travel to Orlando into the bubble. So they're gonna travel in like groups. Well, not together, but like they're gonna, come in batches and they'll be tested on site, and then they'll be let into their hotel rooms in Disney World. And July 30 is supposed to be the start of the new season. Well, not the new season, my bad. The restart of the current season. And the schedule is a little different. They're obviously not everybody's going to face the team they were supposed to when the season was still going on. So, opening night team, you got Jazz versus Pelicans. That's going to be the opening night matchup. Also, we got Clippers versus Lakers. That's going to be 2 double headers for the opening night. Let's see, what other info do we have? And so what they're planning on doing is they're gonna do 6 to 7 games per day. So, from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. you're gonna have games constantly going on like the locals channels and ESPN and TNT. So, you're gonna be seeing games pretty much all day. And 22 teams are participating. So that's still teams that are in the playoffs and teams that are trying to fight for the final spot in the playoffs. And there's going to be a play-in tournament. So let's say the 9th seed is within 4 games of reaching the 8th seed for the 8th spot. So what they'll do is they'll do a play-in tournament where the 8th seed has to beat the 9th seed once to keep their spot, but the 9th seed has to beat the 8th seed twice to get the 8th spot in the playoffs. And before all this happens, they'll do a mini training camp to like kind of get into rhythm, do some extensive testing, because they're going to be testing every day. The players, every single day, they're going to be tested. So the idea is the bubble is going to contain everybody who's negative, and that's pretty much it. Like, nobody goes in, nobody goes out. Like, it's going to be a very strict bubble, and nobody, if anybody goes out, they get, a severe punishments of some kind, where whether it's getting, that invasive, like that nasal testing, that people hate, or maybe they get suspended. But I think these players are probably smart. They won't want to go out and ruin everything. So plus they're gonna get round the clock service. They're gonna get movie previews of Disney movies that haven't been released. They're gonna get all this 5-star hotel service. They're gonna get 2K to play. They're gonna get all the lounges. Like it's gonna be fun for them while they're there, So yeah, that's the restart. So it's gonna start July 30th, and the schedule is available to see on NBA.com for every team. So yeah, I'm super excited, super pumped for the restart. I really can't wait to watch some basketball. Izzy, what are your thoughts on the NBA restart?
Eating 5. That's all. I'm just kidding. But I am very excited. I knew it was gonna happen eventually, and the Heat. I saw the Heat schedule, and I'm pretty excited for that. Their schedule looks pretty easy. We're gonna swipe the competition. We're gonna make to the finals. We're gonna beat the Clippers in 5, and we're gonna celebrate another championship without LeBron because we don't need that bum. But I'm excited. I'm with you. I'm really excited to watch basketball again. I'm gonna be binge watching the hell out of that. I'm gonna be glued to my TV. I'm not gonna text a single person. I'm like, yo, I'm watching the NBA. Leave me alone. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and about time we get some sort of sports. Thank God it's not NASCAR. But yeah, I'm pretty excited, and hopefully it's a good outcome.
Yeah, I like the last sentence you said. Finally we got some sports back, and look, people are frustrated. They're going out protesting and all that, but when these games return, people will have a reason to stay inside. Not and social distance because they'll have something to do. Well, they won't go to beaches and stuff. So it's good for people too. Like bringing sports back was definitely like very important thing to happen. So I'm really excited for that. And Cam, what are your thoughts on the NBA's return?
They finally managed to work something out. Thank God. Like this would have been, June would have already been the time frame where they already crowned a champion, and would have been the draft. So this would be so this is probably going to be the how many games? 60? Not 60.
So each
Regular
team is
season.
gonna play 8 regular season games, and then we're gonna have a 7 game series like the regular playoffs. So I would say close to 60 maybe total.
I wouldn't say 60 because that's a whole regular season and not every team is in. So the Knicks and Cavs aren't in it. This is probably going to be the very first time that they're going to be doing something that's going into the fall. I'm hoping that this little experiment does work, bring a ton of ratings because because I think like a while back we were saying, oh, the ratings are getting low. What are they going to do to try and experiment and shake things up for it? So yeah, this is going to be record numbers for them. Besides the playoffs, because the playoffs usually do high ratings.
That's true.
Is going to be who I think is going to win. Who were the two, the Lakers and Bucks were the two teams that were leading both their conferences, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes, but you're changing your mind, and the Heat are beating the Clippers in 5.
I'm thinking Lakers.
I mean, look, last year I predicted the Raptors would win, and Cam is witness to that. From the beginning I said the Raptors were gonna win the NBA championship. This year I can't say confidently who can win the championship. I feel like I need to see a few of the games, see how the teams are like before I give my official prediction as to who will be the champ.
Like I said, I predicted the Lakers mainly because they were the ones that were leading and added a bit of motivation because of Kobe.
Yeah, that's true. Kobe, and plus, all this time away from the game, LeBron's rested, AD's rested, so it probably gave them time to heal up any injuries they had going on. So I mean, we might see the best playoffs ever. Everybody is supposedly healthy. They're well rested. Absolutely no excuses. usually sometimes you can use injuries as an excuse for losing. That's not going to be a thing anymore. Everybody's rested, and everybody's going to be at their 100%.
But I am wondering how they're gonna do stuff like interviews and everything, and then people are
I
going to
mean,
be wearing masks.
no, I think they won't allow too many media members, just a few people, and they can do the virtual interviews. They've been doing that for the past 3 months. So it's going to be the same thing.
Like, I brought this up because Izzy brought up NASCAR earlier, and I watched at least like one of the races for the past few days. They've been doing like interviews, like the drivers are wearing masks, the interviewers are wearing masks, if one of the drivers is being interviewed, they have like one of the microphones on a stick.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, since this is a bubble league, like supposedly everybody who comes into the bubble is negative, so they won't have to wear masks. And if they want to do interviews, they'll probably just do like a Skype call or something like that, and Zoom call, and just talk on the video. I think that's how they'll do it probably. So yeah, pretty excited for the NBA to return. And today is when we're recording this, it's midnight, June 28th. So exactly 32 days to go till NBA basketball returns. So
to you, it is 10:30 p.m. June 27th here.
Well, you're in the Pacific time zone.
Yeah, I am. I do live in California. Yep. So
Yeah.
it's you guys. So I'm saying, let me tell the audience, right? You guys have no idea how hard it is setting up times to record with these men, because they are 3 hours in front of me.
Yeah.
We always have to try to get that in the situation, but
we get past midnight where I live.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah, because like Syed's like, I'm gonna call at 10 p.m. Then he calls and it was like 7 over here. I was like, what the? I'm like, I'm not even home, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yep. All right, y'all. We're gonna sign out for this week. It was a fun episode to record. Izzy, you got any last words?
Triple H beat Kurt Angle for the number one contendership on Raw. So it's Triple H versus Jericho at WrestleMania. I'm going for Triple H. Let's go Triple H. I got Rock versus Hogan as well. Pretty good match. Pretty excited. And thanks for joining us. Love y'all.
Yep. And Cam, you got any last words?
Wear a fucking mask.
Yep, you heard the man. And we will see you all next week.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.